Hey Alchemist, welcome to Eclipse season. That's right, we are officially in Eclipse season with this March full moon in 2025. The March full moon is going to be a more powerful moon compared to typical ones. Full moons are a period of releasing, and we typically release things from one moon cycle. However, during eclipses bring this unique opportunity for you to clear up things from a karmic point of view. So that is why right now you may be having dreams with people from your past, or really bizarre dreams that don't make any sense because these are connected to parallel lives and past lives, or maybe you're actually seeing people from your past showing up right now. That is because we are at a really beautiful junction to clear up karma. So in this video, we are going to explore the astrology of this March full moon total lunar eclipse. The March full moon eclipse happens on March 13th, and if you go outside and you look at the full moon, she is going to look huge, bright, and red. It's also known as a blood moon eclipse because she is going to look red, and that is because we have the solar energies and the lunar energies coming together. This is an amplification point of electric and magnetic energy coming together, and that's why eclipse seasons tend to be very chaotic. They tend to create a lot of instability because this is a lot of energy coming together. But don't worry, in this video we're going to explore how to transform that chaos into insights, awareness, so that we can make quantum shifts possible during this eclipse season. Hey Alchemist, welcome if you're new here. My name is SolTara, I'm a medium and I share alchemy practices from Atlantis and from ancient Egypt. If that resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. In this video, we're going to explore the astrology of this full moon total eclipse. Then we'll explore some of the messages from Archangel Metatron, the Archangel of wisdom and light, and we'll end with 3 rituals that you can do for this March full moon total eclipse. Eclipses bring a huge opportunity for clearing, and this clearing is not just for one moon cycle, but it is for clearing karma across time and space. So karma merely refers to this notion of the law of cause and effect. Whenever we do something, it causes an effect. So that's what karma means. So you are existing here in this 3rd dimension, but you're also existing in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th dimension and beyond. So in your parallel lives, let's just say, for example, you are going through a divorce, and you're going to be feeling some of those effects from the causes of the actions that you're taking in those parallel lives. This is also relevant to your past lives. In a past life, it's possible that you may have made a karmic vow, a karmic contract, or you may have had a karmic relationship with someone, and now you're seeing that show up again. So what's happening in this lifetime are the effects of the causes from your past lives. This also extends to our ancestral karma. We are the effects of our ancestors. So our ancestors are the causes and we are the effects. Eclipses create this window of opportunity for us to clear karma beyond this linear 3D time space that we're existing in. If you want to learn how to consciously work and clear your past lives, parallel lives, and ancestral karma, I invite you to join us for an alchemy workshop. This is a live workshop in March where you are going to learn the science behind parallel lives, past lives, timelines. What are the 5 factors that influence your timelines so you can align with your highest timeline? In this alchemy workshop, we're going to explore the different alchemy practices, including working with fire, water, air, and earth, so that you can transform your blocks, not just in this lifetime, but across your multi-dimensional experience. And this workshop is going to be extra special because we're going to prepare for the astrology new year, which happens on March 20th. So if you want to join us for this special alchemy workshop, you can sign up in the description of this video. This March full moon total lunar eclipse is happening right before the energy new year, the astrology new year, which happens on March 20th. So this eclipse is basically like a purging point for us to start off this energy new year on the right foot. So every single equinox, every solstice is a graduation point for our souls. So that's why this eclipse is helping us to clear any karma so our soul can graduate into other soul lessons. The full moon total eclipse happens in Virgo in tropical astrology. So Virgo is deeply connected to the body. It's an earth sign, it's very grounded, and this is going to be very important for you to connect with this grounded Virgo energy, because eclipses bring about fast change. If you've been holding off from releasing some things in your life, the eclipse is just going to push you into making that happen, pushing you into releasing, pushing you into making those necessary changes into your life. So connecting with the Virgo energy will make sure that you remain centered and grounded as you go through this period of fast changes. I will also encourage you to sit with your pancreas and explore how your pancreas is feeling. The reason is because in traditional Chinese medicine, the pancreas is connected to digestive issues, it's connected to the emotions of worry and overthinking. So if you've been dealing with any of this, remember, your mind and your body are so deeply connected, and whatever you are feeling is going to be sent as an energy wave, as a communication signal to your body. So why am I bringing up the pancreas? I also am surprised about this too. When I was preparing for this YouTube video, I was asking, like, what's the most important thing for the collective to become aware of for this full moon in March? And pancreatic health came up. So just pay attention to see how your digestive system is moving along, and pay attention if you tend to overthink or worry too much, because that's one of the contracted aspects of Virgo. Virgo tends to try to make everything perfect, and it's very focused on the details, which is a really powerful characteristic. However, when it's not done in balance, when it's done to extreme, then we can tend to experience some imbalances, including in our physical bodies. Because the eclipses will bring about a lot of changes into your life, right now is a good opportunity for you to trust that everything is working out for your highest good, and release your need to control and release your need to know. Trust that whatever imperfections are happening for your highest good. So this is about flowing with life. Connect with the more expanded aspect of Virgo. Really focus on grounding and being centered during this period of fast change. In Vedic sidereal astrology, this full moon happens in Leo, and Leo is connected to the solar plexus. And this is fascinating because during a full moon, we don't really see the sun getting involved too much, but because this is an eclipse, we will see the sun intensifying the full moon's energy. So this is going to mean that we'll have too much fire. Leo is a fire sign, and because this is a total lunar eclipse, that fire will be amplified. Just be mindful that you're not being impulsive, you're not being too angry or irritable or reactive. So this is a really important time for you to make sure that you're not having any important conversations between March 10th and March 16th, because during this window, this is when we'll feel the eclipse energy at its strongest. So just avoid any potential conflicts during this time. The expanded aspect of Leo is courage. So connect with your courage to release the things that you've been holding on to since 2015. Why 2015? Because 2015 to 2017 is the last time that we had these eclipses in Virgo and Pisces. So during these eclipse seasons, there's different layers of those issues that are going to be rising up to the surface. Think about a cake, for example. The outside of the cake, let's say that it's blue, the icing is blue, but the inside of the cake, let's say its flavor could be vanilla, strawberry, chocolate. And inside of the cake, in the center, there's also a jelly, a mousse, or a chocolate filling. So there's layers of the cake. It's the same thing. There are layers of our blocks. There are layers of our karma that we need to clear. So work with the Leo courage to really sit with what are the things that you've been afraid to release or afraid to look at that you need to release now. I asked Archangel Metatron, the Archangel of wisdom and light, if Metatron had any messages for the collective at this time. So if you're not familiar, Archangel Metatron is the archangel that created all of the dimensions. So Archangel Metatron is the archangel that is closest to God, source, spirit, creation, the universe. I mean, he's responsible for creating all the dimensions. So you can imagine how much wisdom Archangel Metatron carries. And actually right here I have a picture, a painting of the Metatron's cube. So Archangel Metatron is also the protector of this sacred wisdom, and sacred geometry has a lot of layers of truth inside the geometry itself. The most important message that Archangel Metatron wanted to share is that this can be a turning point if you choose it to be. So he gave me this visual of, think about the last time you went to the beach. Do you remember when you were trying to figure out when to go into the water? So you would time your entry into the water based on how the tides were flowing, and you would wait until the last tide went down so you can go in to the ocean in a smoother way rather than having to be hit with a bunch of water. So it's the same thing. We can always make quantum shifts in our lives. However, eclipse seasons create this window of opportunity for us to create quantum shifts in a much easier way. So right now you can think about it like you going into the ocean when the last tide just went. That's what this eclipse season is creating for us. It's creating this window of opportunities for us to jump into a new timeline. But that is, of course, if you choose to have that courage, if you choose to release your attachments to previous versions of you. During this eclipse season, it's very likely that you'll be extra tired, extra fatigued. You may be called to sleep a lot more or to eat a lot more food because we are clearing up eons and eons of karma. So this is what Archangel Metatron shared for this March full moon eclipse, that we are clearing a lot of karma that has been building up for hundreds and hundreds of years across our incarnations. That's why it takes a lot of energy to do this work. Some of the work we're doing consciously, some of the work we're doing when we're asleep, and that's why you can sleep 8 hours, 9 hours, but you still wake up tired because your soul is not sleeping, your soul is doing the work. Archangel Metatron also shared that you must trust this inner work path that you're walking on because this is a new path. So humanity as a whole, we're going through an evolution of consciousness. We're going through a biological evolution. It's not just a spiritual evolution. So now we are being able to access more of our brain's capacity. You may have heard that in neuroscience that we only access between 0 to 5% of our brain capacity, but now this is expanding. This is this evolution of consciousness and expansion of consciousness that's happening at a planetary level, specifically in the human species. The subconscious mind is often connected to the darkness because we don't have insights into it. It's sort of like we only see the tip of the iceberg, the conscious mind, but the rest is the subconscious, it's the darkness, it's the unknown. So that's why sometimes it can be scary to walk this path because most people are not doing this work. Most of humanity is not doing this work. And that's why it can be a little bit daunting and scary at times to walk this new path into the unknown, but you have to trust this. Archangel Metatron also shared this message of right now during this eclipse season, it's not about putting one foot in front of the other. You may have heard about that, just keep moving and you'll move through this. But actually, this eclipse season, if you truly want to make quantum shifts, is not about just doing things in a 3D, but actually what Archangel Metatron shared is about not putting one foot in front of the other, but instead putting one foot next to the other and creating a space for alignment and recentering yourself. Because once you're centered and you stop moving and you become very intentional about what direction am I moving in, you have to pause and you have to choose consciously and intentionally what direction do you want your life to move towards. And at the end, Metatron said to trust your choice and be at peace with the choice that you made. So for this full moon, we are hosting a full moon ritual and meditation with Archangel Metatron. In this full moon ritual meditation, we are going to do an alchemy ritual to do a deep energy clearing so that you can start off the astrology new year on March 20th with more lightness, with more expansion, ready to receive new insights and the new energy of the astrology new year. If you want to join us for this full moon ritual with Archangel Metatron, you can sign up in the description of this video. And Archangel Metatron shared that peace is when you are in a space of alignment and you're fully trusting. It's a space where fear doesn't exist. And that is why it's so difficult to cultivate this for us humans, because we have this soul aspect, but we also have this ego aspect. The ego is biologically wired. It's literally a drug that's designed to kick you into fight or flight. So it's not your fault that you have fear inside of you. It's that your brain is programmed with this ego survival response. And this is why we're going through this evolution of consciousness, so we can learn to master the ego, not get rid of it, not destroy it, but master the ego and master the soul so that they too can live in harmony together. So if you want to learn how to master your emotions, which is going to be so important, not just during this eclipse season as we go through this period of chaos, instability, tumultuous changes, but the next 4 years for the human collective are going to be a period of huge changes. And you have to be able to be centered in what's going to help you to remain empowered, clear, and not getting sucked up into other agendas as we go through this global transformation, is for you to know what your truth is. Mastering your mind and your emotions, that's a lifelong journey. And there are some shortcuts that you can use to speed up that process of mastering yourself. If you want to learn 3 alchemy practices that they used in Atlantis, in ancient Egypt, we're going to cover these 3 alchemy practices so that you can master your mind, master your emotions, so that you can align with your highest timeline inside of the alchemy workshop. You can get more information about the alchemy workshop in the description of the video. This is going to be a live workshop, so make sure that you save your spot sooner rather than later, because we do have limited capacity. Here are the 3 full moon rituals that you can do for this total lunar eclipse. The first one is understanding that your choices right now have impacts across time and space at a quantum level, more so now during eclipse season than typically. Something that's really important for you to do right now, this is what Archangel Metatron shared with me, is choosing between joy and fear. So here's the first ritual. Take some time around March 10th to March 13th. So write a list of all the things. Are you considering moving out of a certain city, leaving a relationship, changing your health habits, changing your spiritual practices? So think about all aspects of your life and then review this list and ask, in 6 months, in 3 years from now, is it going to benefit me to release this now? As you ask yourself that question, observe whether joy comes up or fear comes up. The second ritual you can do is honor your ancestors. So do that in any way that resonates with you, setting up an altar, making an offering for them, and ask them, what do you need to release now on behalf of your lineage? Because eclipses, remember, they bring up ancestral karma to the surface. That's also why right now a lot of our loved ones are transitioning. There's a high amount of deaths right now because of the karmic clearing that we're doing. Some people are choosing to end their karmic cycles in this way. And the third ritual that you can do is a deep energy clearing. So the eclipses, they're these purging points. So do a deep energy cleanse. Use whatever modality feels the most comfortable for you. If you don't have one, then you can join us at the Archangel Metatron full moon ritual meditation here. Or if you can't join us for that, you can do it on your own using this technique. I am wishing you an empowering eclipse, and I can't wait to see what quantum shifts you create in your life. Much love, alchemists.